It's me, Sujata from Bangalore.
Yeah, good to see you, ma'am. Good morning and welcome you all to Skilling on Saturdays. Today we have with us our guest speaker, Flight Lieutenant Sonali Sirpurkar, who is also a founder and CEO of Upskill with Sonali LLP. They say calm seas never make a skilled sailor, but in today's world, young professionals often find themselves sailing through storms that they never signed up for. Today, we are talking about navigating turbulence, what leadership truly means when life and work don't go as per our planning. So, let us explore how adversity can shape and stretch and strengthen us. Introducing our guest, Flight Lieutenant Sonali Sirpurkar, who is committed to empower individuals and organizations through her transformative trainings in leadership, personal performance skills, and life skills. She's an alumna of Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, IMMC. She has done her post-graduation MBA in Information Technology and Electrical Engineering from Nagpur University. She served in the Indian Air Force as an aeronautical engineering short service commission officer. She brings in diverse experience of 17 plus years across defense, entertainment, education, and leadership roles. She is an internationally certified soft skills trainer, certified train the trainer, and certified facility training practitioner, and ISO certified POSH practitioner. He has impacted more than 5,000 individuals nationally and globally. She is an empaneled trainer with two prestigious institutions in Hyderabad, and she hosts her podcast named Men's Talk Town. She has delivered several keynote speeches, as well as she has been awarded with several accolades. Pride of Telangana Special Jury Awards, Star Woman Category Leadership Excellence Award, Guest Speaker on Bloomberg Empowering and Inspiring Personality Award, to name a few. Is a long list. And she's also fond of Kathak dance and has received Kathak Dance Visharad, and she is also a published author. So, a lot of things to talk about. Flight Lieutenant Sonali. Welcome, Sonali ma'am, on Skilling on Saturdays. Good to see you and look forward to learn with you today on navigating turbulence. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Shivani. So, very good morning to all of you. I think 7 a.m. is quite early for maybe most of them, but that's really wonderful to see so many of you. So, can I just share my PPT quickly?
Yes, yes.
Right. Are you able to see the PPT?
Yes. Visible.
Okay. So, today I'm going to talk about adversity in leadership, and especially for the young professionals. So, a quick question to all of you. How many of you have been on a plane? If today I ask this question, I think 99% or maybe 100% people. So, what I want to ask you is, if you have boarded a plane sometime or in any of your travel times and a turbulence has happened, if in case, so what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is that one word that comes to your mind? If you can kindly type it in chat or maybe unmute and speak. Prayers. Okay, yes. Fear. Oh my God. Yes. What else?
Could you please repeat the question again, if you don't mind?
Sure. So my question is, if you have been ever on a plane and a turbulence has happened, then what were your thoughts, or what is that first thing that comes to your mind when the turbulence happens? I'm just assuming that all of us have boarded a plane uh, and have had the pleasure of having a plane journey. We should land safely. Yes, definitely.
First thing is that, we assume that we are already dead. Okay.
Yes,
So we remove ourselves from the equation of life and then start thinking, oh, what will happen to my kid? Who will take care of my mother? Like, we lose our hope for life.
very true. So, yes, as you all mentioned, I think that was really extreme also of, talking that, okay, who will take care of my kids? So, no, you're very right, because within those 10, 20, or 30 seconds, we immediately think of a lot of negative things comes to our mind when turbulence happens. And probably we also feel like going to the cockpit and sitting next to the pilot and saying, okay, is everything okay? Are we going to land safe or not? So the idea here is that when we face with negativity, what happens? So let me also share you a story of mine. It was May 2014, when after traveling almost 9 cities in India, I had landed in Hyderabad, lost because I was again at zero, searching for a job and figuring out what to do with my career. So it's been like, because of some personal professional reasons, I had to keep moving from one place to the other and traveling and finding new jobs and again working towards it. So it's really difficult at times when you have to start every time from scratch. And that is exactly what happened when, in spite of, when you know that, okay, you have some qualifications where you can really do something or you can create a change, but you don't find that opportunity or you don't know what to do. On top of that, I was staying in the outskirts of Hyderabad, which is like almost 60 to 70 kilometers from the city. So that added to the level of difficulty of maybe traveling up and down every day. And that is where I really felt very, very, very dejected that I don't know what to do with it, because I'd always aspired to do a proper job, and that is probably something we all of us have some picture in our mind when we think of growing up and becoming something. So after my Air Force and while I was working in MNCs, I had always aspired, okay, I should be holding a good position in corporate, or I should do XYZ job. So that was not happening, and that didn't happen. And that is where it actually started eating me inside, that I am not able to work around it. So when we speak of adversity, or when we speak of these setbacks, it can be pretty relative to individual. And as the as per the survey, 72% of young professionals experience a major professional setback. So it's all about how you handle it, how you survive through that. So as it is said that the difference between those who survive and those who soar is how they respond and not what happens to them. So let me quickly take you through the adversity part of it. As we all know that the definition, actually the Oxford definition says that something that is difficult or unpleasant and a state of distress, affliction, hardship, misfortune. It can also refer to a specific unfortunate event or calamity. Now, here I've always felt that when we talk of setbacks or adversity, the word resilience is always it goes hand in hand. However, the depth of it, the intensity of it definitely varies from person to person. For one person, it might be something deeper, and for other person, it might be just superficial. So there is no comparison when it comes to adversity, or when it comes to that something wrong has happened, something bad has happened. So let's see how we can get over this, or what actually goes through it is what I'm trying to bring out here. Today, we live in a, as they say, in a VUCA world. So something that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. This has been this is also a military, used in military parlance as well, and we have seen that a very good example is of COVID-19 that happened. That when something is not planned, or when something surprises us in a very negative way, we take a step back, we go into a shell, we immediately start thinking negative, and that is where that mindset shift is required. So when we say something is volatile, so something that is varies, the speed and intensity of it varies. You can say even nowadays, of the current example which is happening is a lot of jobs, a lot of downsizing is happening in companies. The reason, as we all know, is said that AI, and it can be multiple reasons because everything is ambiguous, unclear, complex, and with this change, people are baffled, they don't know what to do. So in such situations, having a steady mindset is required, but is again difficult. So let me quickly tell you a story here. The story of a farmer and the horse. So this is a Chinese parable. Once, a farmer who had a horse, his horse ran away. So the neighbors came and said that, oh my God, this is such a bad luck that your horse ran away. So the farmer says, uh, bad luck or good luck? You don't know, you never know. Then, after some days, the horse comes back. And he comes back with a lot of other wild horses along with him. So the neighbors are very happy. They come and tell the farmer, oh, wow, that's wonderful. It's amazing that you've got more horses now. So the farmer again says, good luck or bad luck, you don't know. Now, while taming these wild horses, the farmer's son, the farmer's, okay, sorry, just, yeah. The farmer's son, he injures his leg. So the neighbors come back again and they say, oh my God, this is terrible. What has happened? It's such a bad luck that the horses have come. So the farmer again says, good luck or bad luck, you never know. Now, after some days, the king's soldiers starts recruiting all the young men in the village for the upcoming war, and able-bodied, of course, the able-bodied and those who are fit and fine, they start recruiting. So when they come to the farmer, they see that his son is injured and he has, his leg is in plaster or whatever. I mean, he's not fit to participate in war, and they have to let him go. So the neighbors again come and say, "Oh, that's really nice that your son is saved from going to the war." So that's when the farmer says that this is what happens when you too quickly conclude the consequences of something that happens. So you have to let it settle down. You have to be there, wait, and see the after effect or the cascading effect, as we say, of a certain thing, and not judge things too quickly. So when something goes wrong, it might have a bigger impact later, or it will take time to settle down, and not judging too quickly. As we all do in communication as well, if you see someone outside, if you meet somebody for the first time, you instantly start judging a person without even realizing what could be the background, what could the person have gone through. So exactly that also happens when some unforeseen situation or a negative situation props up. We all tend to immediately react and start. The first thought is to give up. So yes, so I'll just continue with my presentation. Now in this, the most important part is also handling our emotions and being aware of the situation. So when is the slide visible?
Yes, visible.
Yes. So we always talk about emotional resilience, or how our emotions work, and that is where we definitely need to see that when in adversity, how to control our emotions. So in 2025, Deloitte had this facts reports that 48% of Gen Z and 46% of millennials feel financially insecure. This stress significantly impacts mental being. Over 60% of young professionals with high financial stress rate their mental health as fair or poor. So definitely when you lose a job, when you don't have a job, or there are certain financial stresses, it burns you out, and it mentally affects you. And moreover, when we talk of Gen Z, a lot of loneliness is there because they have lesser uh, human connect, or maybe they are not very socially connected. That is where also a lot of impact happens, because when we don't let out our emotions, when we don't talk to people, it affects you inside, and your health gets affected. So how are we going to overcome this? Is the pause practice, creating mental space between the trigger and your response. So when I talk of trigger here, it is the situation or the incidents that has happened and the way we react. I think this also applies a lot to when we have conflict with people. When someone says something, we it might trigger us in a way, and we instantly react. And that is why we have heard a lot about this, count up to 10 when you're angry. I don't know, but maybe some of you must have heard about this. कि जब गुस्सा आता है और when you're angry, count up to 10. That is nothing but the pause practice, because you're giving yourself time to calm down, to reflect, to hold back yourself. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy when things go wrong, when things are not in favor, to do that. That is why it is so difficult. If now I ask you, okay, pause, breathe, everyone can do it. But if something goes wrong, that is where we all, I think that's where our inner strength comes into picture. How well we practice this throughout our journey in our day-to-day life. So can we have this quick exercise for all of us? I would definitely want you to start. When the circle comes to the top left, let's start. Yes. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Again, inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. Right. So I have found this really very interesting and very nice, because a lot of things are, in yoga also they say that breathing is something that regulates a lot of things. It has a lot of impact on the way we talk, the way we react, the way we are in a particular situation. So whenever, even in public speaking or professional speaking, whenever people go on stage and they are nervous and they are shivering, people say breathe. If something wrong happens, okay, breathe, have water, breathe, calm down. The first thing that comes is breathing, because it has a lot of impact on our body. So all these aspects of meditation, breathing, it helps you a lot in calming down, first of all. So next time you face a turbulence, breathe. Right. So coming to different techniques, cognitive reframing, a powerful emotional resilience at work strategy that transforms you how you interpret a situation. Asking yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How might this how this setback might actually benefit me in long term for my growth? What can I do best in this situation? What are the positives I can gather from this situation? You have to consciously ask this question to yourself. Name it to tame it. This personally I have found very interesting, because naming your emotions, it gives immense clarity. It gives you a lot of clarity. Because when we ask, say for example, uh, okay, let's say Dr. Renu is here. So can we have a quick conversation, Dr. Renu?
Sure, Sonaliji.
Right. So now, if, say for example, as I can see, you're a doctor and you're a practicing doctor.
Yeah, I practice.
Right. If a patient comes and he or she is, unnecessarily creating a lot of ruckus in your clinic, or maybe he's not ready to wait or breaking the line and coming and, argument is going on. After a certain time, you lose your temper.
Sure,
And
yes.
you shout back, or you get angry. Now, if I ask you that, why did you get angry? So what will you say?
Yeah, there are many situations, because yesterday it happened. I had a call for some emergency in the other hospital, but the lady who had a baby and she was waiting for a scan yesterday. but she repeatedly calling me. I was in the emergency for other hospital, but she started like almost 3, 4 calls. I shouted at her in the like phone, like, why you are calling? I have given you the number only for the emergency call, and I'm already in the other hospital. I told I'll be back by 5, 10 minutes, but still you are calling. So I shouted at her. I think it's the situation and it's my energy and time and my mood in that period would have made me like that.
So, what triggered you? What was the trigger point?
Trigger point, what I expected is, okay, one call is would have enough for me, but she called almost 4, 5 times. So that was a trigger.
Okay. So, can we say that repeated calling was the trigger point?
Yes.
And what was your emotion?
Why did I give my number to her?
Okay.
And
There is
I was
that-
angry. I was angry.
Okay. Is it exactly anger? Was it exactly anger or something else?
Yeah, might be frustration also.
Yes. So exactly right. Thank you so much. So you're very right that when we introspect, because see, what I understand being a doctor and being in that profession, you maintain a lot of patience, you maintain a lot of calm, and personally, you don't want to get angry on anyone. Personally, you don't want to show your frustration even at home if you had a conflict. Just a hypothetical situation, or maybe a bad day for some reason, you don't want to put it on your patients. But when you sit back and think, what happened? What triggered me? Was it frustration? Was it anger? Was it something else? Maybe it was not because she called repeatedly. It could be a cascading effect of something else also. What you were doing in that present situation. So when something happens, we definitely react instantly. And when we name those emotions, when we reflect on them, it gives us lot of awareness. So that is which helps that entire process of healing also. And that is also known as being emotionally aware, which most of us we don't do, or even if we do, it's not very often, maybe. Maintaining professional boundaries. So while processing disappointment is also means taking a step back. Now, why I'm talking about this is that when especially people face with workplace setback, or any say a promotion has not happened, for example, at workplace, which he or she must be expecting, they start blabbering with their friends or their colleagues, or maybe a junior or a senior, that the office is so there is a lot of politics and people are not good here, xyz. This emotional outburst is okay, but people always around you will not understand. So it floats a lot of negative energy around you, and it again creates further negativity and wrong impression about you. So relaxing, stretching, taking a 5-minute walk, resetting your emotions, and impulsive reactions should be avoided, which you might regret later. Many times it also has happened that when someone says something, we quickly give back. Oh, we feel proud about it. That, wow, I said, she scolded and or she shouted on me and I gave back. But was it really required? A simple example I'll give you: in one of our WhatsApp groups, professional WhatsApp groups, a lady posted something and another person, he reacted on that. She did not like it and she immediately started countering him. And they literally both were in, as if, they were in a battlefield. They started fighting on WhatsApp, over WhatsApp. The war of words started. So the admin finally had to close down the group, restrict the group rather. So when I spoke to her the next day, I said, what happened? Why were you fighting in WhatsApp group? She said, this person always does this. whenever I post this, he will comment something negative. So my simple question was, have you ever spoken to him? Why didn't you pick a phone and speak? What was the need of fighting in the WhatsApp group or posting? Did it serve any purpose? In fact, the tone, the emotion never gets understood in messages. People, most of the time, people misunderstand. Or why didn't you complain to the relevant authority that this person is, always saying like this? Why didn't you talk to him in person? So she really didn't have a clear answer for that, but she kept complaining that he does this always. So where do we find solution? How do we find solution is again up to us. So moving forward, some of the quick techniques: breathing exercise, positive self-talk, or brief micro-mindful practices you can use discreetly. So we're talking here of workplace, especially positive self-talk. I can vouch for this 100%. Because when we are in a say adverse or a kind of a negative situation, it boosts you. It has to come from within. You have to give what they call as positive affirmations also. Small mindful practices is again breathing, meditating, eating your food calmly. Most of us have the habit of scrolling phones or watching something while eating or talking. So eating mindfully, just sitting calmly or writing one page of a diary, reading something, going out for a walk is something very, very important. And these small practices helps a lot. Cultivating supportive professional relationships. Again, at workplace, how people have relationships depends on their individual nature. But even one person, if you have in the group who supports you, you can bounce back. So that's how we all are, humans are connected. And in time of your need, someone who pushes you, who motivates you, it could be your friend, your colleague, your family person. But in a professional setup, this matters, that it helps you to get something very, very positive. Setting realistic examples, expectations prevents the disappointment, burnout cycle that undermines emotional resilience at work. So also when we talk of setting smart goals in our life, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relatable, or realistic and time bound. So being realistic is very, very important. Not otherwise it becomes like too much of a promise and under delivery, or too much of expectation and not reaching that, which again causes rejection. Review your workload regularly and practice the art of strategic no. Projects that stretch beyond your capacity. Saying no to overextension means saying yes to sustainable high performance. Again, this is a very, very difficult at times for people, because we all want to be in good books of everyone all the time. This is as simple. As humans, definitely we want to follow this. मैं no कहूँगा, if I will say no, then they will think I'm not capable, or I'm rude, or I'm not okay to do certain things. I also feel here that when you say no for something, have your proofs, parameters, statistics in place. Just don't say no for the sake of it. If you have your statistics, sir, I'm working from 10 to 6, 10 to 9, 10 to 8, 10 projects in hand, 5 projects in hand. I am already reporting to so and so. This is my workload. Whenever you talk with concrete data or material in hand, it helps. It helps to justify what you're talking about. And all this is related to your stress levels and the way you think and way you perform. Train your brain. 3 good things technique at the end of each workday, identifying 3 things that went well no matter what or how small. Start with 90-second rule. When emotions arise, acknowledge that initial neurochemical response is for 90 seconds. And after that, choose whether you want to go ahead or not. So I think, see, all these things have come up definitely after certain research, but I have always felt it difficult to practice. It's not easy to practice. When the time comes, okay, I'll say, yeah, 3 good things, 90 seconds, hold, count up to 10. We don't do that. It's not easy. And that is when something is not easy. We have to keep practicing throughout. It's not only in the time of crisis. Only then you will stand for it. Otherwise, things are going to go upside down. So professionals with strong emotional resilience consistently demonstrate better decision making under pressure, solving problems, and showing leadership capabilities. And we have to always remember that emotional resilience at work isn't about suppressing feelings or maintaining a false positive facade. It's about processing emotions effectively so they inform rather than hijack your professional performance. It's not about suppressing your feelings, it's about letting them out and also handling them in a positive way so that you're able to move further with a positive sense of responsibility. So let's see the how we are going to get out from the fall, the fight, and the way forward. So there is something which is known as the Stockdale paradox. Now, what is the Stockdale paradox? I'm going to quickly explain this. There's a story behind this. So there's one gentleman, Admiral Stockdale, who's in the US military. And during Vietnam War, he's the person who coined this. So while he was in prison and while he was actually, his plane got shot down and he was getting down off the parachute, he told himself, I'm going to be here for 5 years. That's what he told himself. He was eventually there for 7 years before he got out. So in his talk, he has mentioned that the optimists died, the pessimists also died. And how? And what is this paradox about? So what he mentioned was that it's interesting to know the story. That when in jail, the pessimists who were there, they were like, nothing can be done now. We are over. This is over. We die. What we spoke of turbulence also, that everything is over. Life is over. And in that pessimistic thought process, they gave up and they died. The optimist, they kept saying, okay, fine. This Christmas, after this Christmas, we are going out. Christmas came and went. Okay. After New Year, it came and went. Another festival, it came and went. And it kept happening repeatedly. And they kept telling themselves, okay, after this, after this, after this, and it never happened. And after a certain period of time, their expectations were not met, and they also lost hope and they died. So what he said, what made him survive is having that faith of, yes, I'm going to get out of this. that belief in self, but in the process, being ready to face the worst situation in this present scenario, not denying that something is wrong, not not running away from it, accepting that yes, I am in this situation. Okay, I'm standing here now. I have to face this. Or just they say that their cat she closes her eyes and drinks milk and she thinks, okay, no one is seeing me. So if you close your eyes, if you just stand there, hide behind a wall or hide behind a door, and you say, okay, nothing has happened, COVID has not happened, only I don't see it. It's not that. It's not, it won't prepare you to face the situation. So I really found this very, very interesting and very relevant, because first and foremost, accepting that you are in a situation is what we fail to do, or most of us would fail to do. And then just telling ourselves, Sab theek ho jayega, everything will be fine, everything will be fine. So that is where he speaks about this Stockdale paradox comes into picture. So he says that confront the brutal reality of today and retain unwavering faith that you will prevail in the end. Having the faith is good, being positive is good, but denying the current situation or the negative scenario won't help. So that made him definitely survive the situation, facing it. And that's where this Stockdale paradox comes into picture. And one more interesting thing which I came across in the Hindustan Times, it was just right yesterday in the newspaper, that nowadays there is something also known as micro retirement. That is, people are taking quick breaks to go around the world or to enjoy life. Why I mention this is because I think when we talk of adversities, or when we talk of setbacks, and when we are in the rat race of life, if we take a pause and if we think, okay, what I want, where do I want to go ahead in life, why am I doing what am I doing, all this helps. So this is another interesting angle, I would say, that has come up, that to fulfill their personal growth or their desires, dreams, they don't wait for the conventional, the tradition of, okay, I work for 40, 50 years, then I retire, then I build a house, and then I go out for to go around the world trip and all. Rather than that, they quickly take a short break, and that is also when they leave jobs or they change jobs. So that is one of the aspects of it. And overcoming this challenge, I have this one framework which I would like to give all of you. The concept is dare to stare, which is similar to what we spoke of Stockdale paradox. How well do you stare in the face of adversity? Do you stand there and stare? So first and foremost is accepting, standing the ground, being there, just pausing and saying, okay, this has happened. Now what? Thinking forward, thinking of solutions. And this portion, I will definitely say, of STARE requires a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of what has happened in the past and what is happening right now. Only then that thinking forward is going to help. Being open to change, adapting. So as we all say that change is the only permanent thing, but again, getting out of the comfort zone is not easy. So these two are complementary and contradictory at the same time. So we don't want to get out of our comfort zone, but then change is only permanent thing. If you don't change with time, you stagnate. Only flowing water is fresh. Otherwise, we get malaria. So that is how it is in real life as well. If you don't change with time, you will stagnate, and you will not be able, you will feel more uh, kind of binded by things, and negativity starts setting in. Reflect deeply, extract meaning, and rise stronger. So when I talk of reflection, uh, I think from my personal experience also, I've been an impulsive person, to be honest, from my earlier times. But with experience, I have changed, and I've learned things that it will not always be your way. Things don't always work your way. But giving up is not an option. Giving up is never an option. And it hurts me when recently I'm originally from Nagpur, my hometown, and in our colony, in our society, one of the neighbors whom I know closely, the boy I have seen since childhood, he must be in his 30s, is what I know. But I remember I speaking to him when his 10th results were out, 12th results were out. And 2 months back, and even I have posted this on LinkedIn, that he committed suicide. And that was very, very shocking for me to know that what happened. Because when you know someone close, or when I didn't know him that close also, but since I have seen him growing up, and of course then I kept moving cities, so we were not in touch as much. But that also made me realize that, do we really talk to people? Do we really express our emotions? Are we really connected to people the way we should be? Oh, I have 1,000 people in my phone. Who is the 3 a.m. friend? If today I tell you, call a person, pick up your phone and call your person whom you can just, uh, you know, let out your emotions, shout, scream, or call. You'll take a moment to think, probably. Not with everyone, but most of us, it could be the reason, and especially with young generation. They might have hundreds of friends, but where are the real people? Are they only Facebook or Instagram friends? That really made me think that what went wrong. Are we so vulnerable that something happens and we take our life? I think till now, in that sense, I would have died at least 10 times in that respect. Because lot many times keeps happening. We all undergo this stress, but how we come out, how we handle it is very, very important. So calming down and taking control of the situation is important. Not letting the situation take your control. So as they say that, don't become slaves to the gadgets. You are the master. But over a period of time, reverse starts happening, and it starts happening with our life as well. So that reflection and holding on to yourself is extremely important, and this I can completely vouch for. You be the change. You show the world that how you empower and how you have changed. And that's where the resilience steps in. Because I've always felt that, what is resilience? Resilience is how you come out of the situation. But what when you are in the situation? What do you do then? So that is when all these factors will come into picture. And that is where the stair framework also helps in adversity. So now a quick exercise for all of you. I want you all to think about this and post it in the chat. I dare to stare at what? Because it makes me more dash leader or individual. I've given an example also. So you can think of your own words that I dare to stare at failures because it makes me a strong leader or an individual. So maybe you can take few minutes and quickly either spell it out, read it, or maybe type in the chat box.
Wonderful deliberations, Sonali ji.
Thank you.
So, have you finished?
Yes, almost.
Okay, almost.
Just,
So
yes,
I have some questions for you.
Yes,
Shall we
please.
take it forward?
Yes, but I do want to give a minute or two for this. I want
Okay.
them, I want them to,
Yeah, reflect on.
think about this, and then we can
Right.
definitely take the questions.
Sure. We'll give a few, maybe a minute or two.
Sure.
So do they have to put in the chat box, or
If
this
they
is a
can put in the chat
self-reflection?
box, yes.
Okay.
If either they can speak up, or they can put it in the chat box. I dare to stare at what challenges me because that's how I grow. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Gaurav. That's beautiful. Okay. Shortcomings, and that's because that's how it makes me resilient. Great. So it's Lowe, right? Lowe.
Love.
Challenges as they are the opportunity to work upon. Absolutely. Brings the best out of me, unlocks my full potential. Mr. Manoj is writing, constant changes makes me connections and make me learn. Challenges and growth. Okay, fill in the blanks as Miss Suman has written challenges and growth. And we have Lakshmi Narayanan has also written. Miss Pinky writes, I dare to stare at my weakness because it makes me evolve. It makes me an evolving individual. Interesting. Right. Thank you so much, everyone. It's very wonderful to know your thoughts, all of you. And that's where I think we are done. You can always reflect upon this later also, but thank you for sharing that. So I think I'm done.
I hope everyone has a wonderful answer.
Yes, definitely.
Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Thank you.
So I'll
Nice
stop
quote.
sharing now. Yes.
So before moving on to question and answer, first of all, I would like to wish Hirani sir a very happy birthday. He was there and he just messaged me. He was feeling sleepy because he went somewhere in the night and came very late. So he was feeling sleepy. So we all wish him a very happy, healthy life and a long life. So wishing him a lot of good wishes from all of us. So you can even message him directly as well. So wishing Hirani sir his best life ahead. With this, let us come back to the questions. So my question to you.
Yeah, sorry, Ms. Shivani, just quickly I'll read out. Some of them I've also written. So Dr. Renu has written, I dare to stare at time constraints I face because it make me think different and automate, delegate and grow faster. Okay. So someone DG has written, I dare to stare at my fears because it makes me strong individual. Then C.A. Jelvis has written, I dare to stare at all situations because it makes me more grounded individual. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Yes, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you.
So
Yes.
even Gaurav is writing, I dare to face what I avoid because it makes me a stronger leader and a fuller individual. So all answers are wonderful. So
Yes.
we need to keep reflecting on our own. Now, the question from my side is if career setbacks, rejections, and uncertainty are inevitable, how can one distinguish between temporary turbulence and the misalignment and in their career journey?
Okay. So this question can be answered according to me is what you, from the simple term as what you want in life, where you want to be. So once you're clear about what you want, you would automatically know that whether you are able, whether it's a slip or it's a complete changeover. What I'm trying to say is, when you say that whenever a setback happens, is it temporary? If I've understood you correctly, if it's temporary or it is a major setback.
Right.
So, awareness, being aware of your surroundings and of your own self.
Not a major setback, but a misalignment with our career journey.
Yes. So yes, I mean, whether it's not uh, getting you where you want to.
Right.
So I think being aware of your own self and the surroundings helps you a lot in taking a decision of where you are and what is happening. That's all I would say.
Thank you, Dr. Sonali. So my next question is what's one mindset shift that can transform adversity from a trap into a training ground for leadership?
Okay. That is interesting. I would say believing in yourself.
Believing in yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Because can you once repeat the question? Then I can probably.
The question is what's one mindset shift that can transform adversity from a trap into a training ground for leadership?
Okay. So taking a literal example, when we joined, like I joined the Air Force, and we had to undergo a lot of, physical ragda. That is what they call. So in the
Right.
training ground, we used to feel like a trap. Oh my God, this is really difficult. And we would be made to do almost 500 push-ups also, where I had injured my finger as well, and I was hospitalized. But I think the camaraderie and being together and that mental strength, that why am I here, and or what I'm trying to achieve, holds you a lot. So believing in yourself that I can get through this is very, very important, and that is something which will help.
My next question is many people ask in times of adversity, why me? But what if the better question is, what is this teaching me, or how can young professionals practically make that shift?
So here I can draw an analogy. I can tell you something. When you said this, whenever pilots go for flying, there is something they know that this can this they would say that this is not, that will happen to me. What does that mean is, when I fly, there would never be a bad day. There would never be a rain. There would be a turbulence. Nothing wrong will happen. There will never be a bird hit. So if you float in that area of, this is not me, this will never happen with me, that is when you're not able to face challenges. So being prepared is the key. Being aware, being prepared is the key, I would say. So when
I
things
would
are,
say like,
yes,
yeah,
please.
you can go ahead.
No,
Okay.
that's what I meant. That when things are smooth, preparing yourself always.
Yeah, definitely. So, having a mental image of what could be the worst condition, being prepared for it, and then performing our best, I hope is the best strategy.
Yes, I mean, what can go wrong? Say we cannot anticipate all the 100 scenarios,
Right,
but we can control ourselves. So at
right,
least few of them, if I face this situation, then what? And at least some of
right.
them are known. If you are in your profession, I'm sure even Dr. Renu would know this, or even other professionals would know this. In your profession, certain scenarios you can anticipate, but we are not even prepared for that. So
Right. So, what are the some subtle signals of emotional burnout that most young leaders overlook until it's too late?
sorry, could you pardon?
Yeah, I'll repeat. What are some subtle signals of emotional burnout that most young leaders overlook until it's too late?
Okay. So if I have understood your question correctly, that what are the some of the subtle signs of emotional distress which young people face
Hmm.
until it becomes a major
Too late.
cause.
Yeah,
Yeah, until it's
until
too.
it becomes too late.
Yes. Again, here I would say awareness, being awareness of self. So small things, getting frustrated or getting triggered with small events, even which doesn't require a major outburst, shouting on others, or maybe lack of sleep, not eating properly, overthinking, and all this. If your friends or family observes around you observes, it's fine. If they don't, and that is I think where self awareness steps in, being mindful of our own self. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Was it really required for me to shout at this moment, or to react the way I reacted? If someone doesn't do a small work, you get upset, or maybe you're not interested in going out for a party, or I mean, I think when you're deviating from your original self. Say I am a social person, and now I no more like to go out. I just want to be away from it. It may not look very major at first place, because okay, fine, he or she is unwell, doesn't want to attend, it's fine, or has skipped a meeting or something like that. But when it happens repeatedly, when when this keeps piling up, that is where the major blast happens subsequently. And we all get signs. We all do get signs, but
Right,
we
right.
ignore.
So awareness is the key.
Yes.
My next question is, how do you differentiate between a setback that's asking you to pause versus one that's pushing you to pivot?
One that is pushing you to.
Pivot,
I didn't get you.
pivot,
No, I'm not getting that word itself.
pivot, Pivot.
Okay. Okay. Uh, so I think this also would mean that where do you want to be in your life again? Because when something happens, analyzing that situation. Now, for example, when COVID happened, and say you wanted to start your business, but is this the time to show resilience and to move ahead? And no, I will do what I have decided. My plans cannot go uh, off. You have to take a step back. The situation is such. What is happening around? Just analyze that particular situation in terms of finances, in terms of health, in terms of social responsibility, in terms of family, all the aspects you have to balance. It's not just that, okay, I decided something and this is not, I cannot take a step back now. I cannot pause. I have to show resilience. I have to move forward. So, no, again, I think knowing yourself, knowing what you want to do, and that is where that reflection thing, when I mentioned, is very powerful. It is very difficult also, because when we ask, I see that on Instagram, a wonderful example I would give you is, there is a person called Squid. He has a channel. He goes around and asks people, okay, what is your dream? So if I ask Miss Shivani, what is your dream?
Do I
So
need to answer?
okay, you wish to, you wish to. You can. Okay, I'll give you his example.
Yeah.
He asks people on the road, 30 seconds.
Okay.
And people
30
say, I
seconds.
don't have a dream. So he said, okay, I'll help you. I'll help you find your dream. Tell me,
Right.
what do you like? So some people are working in corporate, some are doing nothing, and then say, okay, I like photography. Okay, you like photography? Do you have some photos with you? Sorry. Just a minute.
Have a sip of
Yeah. So he says, do you have some photos to show? Okay. Is this your passion? You want to do that? I'll hire you. How much do you charge for a day? So the person says XYZ. Okay. I'm okay with it. Do you have a website? I'll help you build a website. Within 30 seconds, he literally helped people build their dream. I have asked this question to myself, and if I say, if he comes and stands in front of me, what am I going to answer? So it's difficult. It's difficult to have that much clarity in life. What do I want? And I always say, even in my sessions, that tomorrow, if some magic happens, if God appears in front of you and they ask you, ask one wish, what will you ask? Will you ask health? Will you ask money? Will you ask a position? Will you ask a long lost job or something like that? Something. What will you ask? Don't know. You want everything. But do you know that one word or one thing which will eventually take you to all the things? So I think again that's the answer to what you said.
Thank you. Interesting. My next question that may be a little interesting to our audience. If adversity were a person, what advice would you give it before shaking hands?
This is for me or audience?
For you,
Okay.
you'll answer and then
Okay.
we'll open the floor for our audience.
Let's be best friend.
Let's be best friends.
Because
Wonderful.
if it becomes
Any better answer from the audience for this
then I think I'll
question?
be handled better. I can
Yeah,
do a lot of things.
that's a good answer. Any better answer from the audience? Let me repeat the question. If adversity were a person, what advice would you give it before shaking hands? Waiting for your answers. Missed question. Okay, let me repeat it once more. If adversity were a person, what advice would you give it before shaking hands? Let's be together. Yeah, be a good friend. Let's be together. Welcome. Happy to help. So a lot of great answers to this question.
Also,
So
Shivani ji, we
wonderful.
can say that
Yes,
you are sufficient. Yeah, you are enough. Of course, I'm
you are
there for
in.
you, but I know you don't need anyone.
Right.
Right. So my answer would be I'm welcoming you because you are opening doors for me, doors of opportunities for me.
Wonderful. And you know something interesting, like this just reminds me of my pageant when I participated in Mrs. India 2018. So the way you're asking questions is like, I feel okay. The question round we had on the stage, and my even like what I would say is reasons for participating has been very, very weird. Just to walk the ramp, or just to take the feel of the ramp, I would participate. I participated and won the Mrs. India Adventurous title. But this definitely reminds me of that, because the way of you're asking questions, and it's very interesting.
Wonderful. So definitely impromptu questions so sometimes bring out the best of ourselves.
Yes, definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My answer would be Shivani's adversity. Thank you. You make me a better person because
Yes.
once somebody asked God, give me more strength. God gave him more difficult problems.
Right.
So every challenge is to make you better person, basically.
Actually, God also gives adversity or the difficult situation to those who can handle it. Right.
I would just pitch in here and
Not
say,
only God, even we to do that. If
no,
I am a teacher in the class, I'll give the difficult thing to the capable student only. No? Right.
I just have a little different take on this also. I mean, if I may
Right.
just share.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So when I hear this, that God also gives, difficulty to those who can handle, I see it other way around, that every person who falls in water learns swimming. We all are capable in our
Right.
respective sense.
Right.
Just because someone is facing something else doesn't make you less capable or less relevant. When we face situations, we all stand up to it. We have that capability. It's just that we need to identify. That's all.
So let us open the floor for question and answers for the audience. See, Sujata has asked, what one thing that make you stay focused on the task we have taken to accomplish, because 100 thoughts come to distract and deviate the mission.
Yes. So I think very interesting question and very, very true. It often happens. Yes. So for me, I make a priority list. I do, and I do prefer pen and paper rather than notepads. Most of the time, I don't know, it helps me stay focused. So when a lot of things, it becomes very overwhelming. You're very right, Ms. Sujata. So penning it down, first of all, helps because it gives me a lot of clarity. I'm speaking for myself, how it helps me. So when something is in written form in front of me rather than in my head, it gives me clarity. And then the priority list, I just start with number 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have noticed, when we cross something, it gives us a satisfaction, work done.
Absolutely.
So
I do follow the same,
yes,
like
so
handwritten things and then making a
yeah,
priority
I mean they can
list.
do it in a
And writing is far much better and gives
therapeutic.
clarity
Now it is called
than just
therapeutic
keeping.
also.
If you keep on your head, you'll keep repeating it. But when you put it down on paper, you don't need to keep it on your head, and you can use your mind towards its actual thing, that is thinking.
Yes, and one literally thing which even I have done is to carry a pen and diary with me wherever I go, in whichever forum I go. Suppose I'm listening to a lecture, or if I'm seeing a movie and suddenly a thought pops up, I didn't go to bank and finish this. I take out the diary and write it down, because
Right.
that makes me remind. Okay, I this thought, this something which I left, which was important. So I think that might help, and I
So
hope
I call it mental notifications. So they keep popping up at times, and whenever we are doing the focus work, they pop up. We can just jot them down and do it at a later slot. So if you are
100%
following
we can't.
Pomodoro or something like that,
Yes.
right?
100% we can't wipe it, but I hope that answered your question, Ms.
Yes,
Chata. Yeah.
I hope to a great extent. Gaurav ji, okay, that was I dare to stare sentences. Any further questions from anyone? You can raise your hands or speak one by one.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
CA Sujata gave a thumbs up to you.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you.
Lot of thank yous for you in the chat box.
Thank you so much.
The audience. Any question, any thought sharing by anyone? Any suggestions you would like to give for improving the sessions that we are conducting? Most welcome. You can fill up the feedback form that I post weekly. And I will be conducting today at 4 p.m. a session on personal branding. So those who are interested may join in. I'll share the Zoom link in the WhatsApp group.
Thank you everyone.
No more questions from the audience. I hope we are good to close.
Thank you, Miss Pinky. Thank you, Miss Kruti.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining in today. Thank you, Right Lieutenant Sonali ji, for being with us today and making this session wonderful and interactive.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you to all. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. See you next Saturday.
Thanks to everyone and thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
Right. And Hirani sir left a bit early, otherwise we would have wished him his birthday live over here. So you can take the chance, message to him or call him, whatever you. Yeah, thank you.